France can settle in Norway, need the first real chance to shake it. France is still sitting around a low win chance, and the book is lopsided with heavy sell side liquidity capping Norway and the draw. At 0-0 in the first minute, that pricing says France can stay patient, while Norway need an early scare to force a shift.
One minute in, and France have the first real bite. Mbappe cuts in from the right of the box, and Selvik has to claw it away straight up into the top center area. That's the warning sign already. Demolis found them early, and Norway's keeper is switched on from the first punch.
France is still priced as a strong favorite around the mid-C range, and the book looks lopsided, with big sell-side caps sitting over Norway and the draw. At 0 this early, that tells you the market expects France to settle after that Mbappe warning and keep control unless Norway create the next big chance. France is still priced around a 3/4 win chance, and the book is heavily stacked against any quick move toward Norway or the draw. At 0-0, this early, that's basically saying France can absorb the opening minutes and keep the pressure on without needing to force it.
2 minutes in, and we had a brief delay involving France, but it's already over, and they're ready to continue. Still here at 3 minutes. That early Mbappe effort forced Selvik into a sharp save, so Norway know they can't give him that pocket on the right edge of the box again.
France is still priced around a 3/4 win chance, and the book is massively one-sided, with huge sell walls sitting over both Norway and the draw. At 0-0, after that early Mbappe saved the markets, basically saying France can keep probing without needing to chase. France is still priced around a 3/4 win chance, and the book is brutally lopsided with massive sell-side caps sitting over both Norway and the draw. At 0-0 this early, that pricing says Norway need the next big chance to force any real shift. France is now closer to an 8-0 win chance, and the draw in Norway are still pinned down by enormous sell-side walls, so there's no appetite to price an early surprise. At 0-0 in the 4th minute, that's the market saying France can stay composed and keep building pressure without forcing the issue.
4 minutes gone, and it's still 0-0, but France are knocking. Manu Khan, right-footed hit from the middle, is smothered by Selvik. And now it's a France corner at 5. Norway poised to concede again under that early pressure.
France is still pressed around a 3/4 win chance, and a draw, and Norway look pinned by heavy sell-side liquidity despite that early French pressure. At 0-0 in the 5th minute, with France winning corners, the market's basically waiting for Norway's first real break to force any repricing. France is holding around a high-0 wins chance, and the book is still heavily stacked on the sell side for Norway and the draw, so there's no real repricing despite the early pressure. At 0-0 with France already forcing corners, the market's basically saying one breakthrough for the favorites would just confirm what's priced in.
6 minutes in, still 0-0, and Selbik has already had to dig out another one. Due lets fly from range, and the Norway keeper gets right down to his bottom corner. They shall dar Plips Caudefres win the free kick deep in their own half to settle it down.
France is holding in a high zing win range, and the draw plus Norway are still capped by huge sell-side stacks, so the market isn't buying an early upset narrative. At 0 on 6 minutes, that keeps the pressure on Norway to produce the next big chance to force any real repricing. France has firmed up to around a 9-0 win chance now, with Norway down near 2 and the draw single digits, and the book still looks heavily capped against any upset move. At 0-0 on 6 minutes, as the market basically saying France can keep squeezing.
Goal for France in 7 minutes. Norway nailed France 1, and it's Ousmane Dembélé right-footed finish from the right side of the box. That early French pressure and no Selvik saves were the warning signs, and this time the door finally swings open.
France has snapped up to roughly a 9-0 win chance right after the 5th minute opener, while Norway and the draw are stuck in single digits with heavy sell-side caps overhead. At 0-1 this early, the market's saying Norway need a quick equalizer to make this feel like a contest again. France is now priced around a 9-0 win chance, and the draw is still stuck in single digits with a huge sell wall overhead, so there's no real belief in a quick swing back. At 0-1 in 8 minutes in Norway, need an equalizer soon to force any meaningful repricing.
8 minutes in, and it's a foul by Christian Thorsman on Ayo Hurden, so France get the free kick in their own defensive half with a 1-0 lead. Norway can't keep handing France these cheap stoppages now because it lets them slow the game and reset after that early Dembele strike.
France is holding around a 9-0 win chance in the draw, and Norway are still priced in the single digits with heavy sell-side caps keeping any comeback bid contained. With France 1-0 up at 8 minutes, Norway's next real moment has to be an equalizer to shake this market. France is still sitting around a 9-0 win chance in the draw, and Norway remains stuck in single digits with massive sell-side caps overhead, so there's no real comeback bid yet. At 0-1 after 9 minutes, Norway need an equalizer quickly to make this market even blink.
Ten minutes in Norway nil, France 1, and Selbik has just bailed Norway out again. Due cracks one from outside the box, and the keeper gets right down to his bottom right corner. Then Norway finally earn a breather as Askabab wins a free kick deep in the defensive half.
Despite the order book being unavailable, the tape shows repeated big tickets leading France, roughly 2/3 to 3/4 pricing with only light trimming on those longs. With France already 1-0 up at 1-0 minutes, that flow says Norway need an equalizer soon to force any real market rethink. France is still priced near a 9-0 win chance with the draw, and Norway stuck in single digits and huge sell-side walls basically capping any comeback bid. At 1-0 in 10 minutes, the market's telling you Norway need an equalizer soon to make this feel like a live contest. Even with the book feed down, the tape is dominated by chunky France buys and only modest trimming, keeping France priced like a clear favorite rather than a coin flip. With France 1-0 up at 1-0 minutes, Norway need a real equalizer, chance to make this market even flinch.
10 minutes in, and Norway are down to 10. Men in the book, at least. Patrick Berg goes into the referee's notebook with a yellow for a bad foul. And France get the free kick in their own half through Ulysses. And Norway do answer with a hit from range, Thorstvedt's left footer, but Mainen is right down to smother it at the bottom corner.
France is still priced around a 9-0 win chance while the draw sits in single digits, and Norway is down in the low single digits with big sell-side caps still hanging over both. With France 1-0 up at 1-0 minutes, Norway need an equalizer to make this market even start to loosen. Even with the book fade down, the biggest tickets are still leaning France around the mids to low shoes, and the only notable action is a bit of trimming rather than a full fade. At 0-101, 1 minute, that keeps Norway under pressure to find an equalizer to force any real repricing. France is still priced just under a 9-0 win chance while the draw stays single digits and Norway is down around the low single digits with heavy sell side overhead. At 0-101, 1 minute, Norway's next goal has to be the equalizer to make this market even loosen.
Twelve minutes gone, and Norway win a free kick on the right wing. Stray Larsen earns it, Lacroix the one who clips him. This is a real chance to swing a ball into a dangerous area and ask questions of that France back line while they're up.
France is still priced at roughly a 9-10 win chance, and the draw and Norway remain pinned in single digits with huge sell-side walls overhead. With France 1-0 about 1-2 minutes, Norway need that equalizer soon or this market just stays locked in. France is still priced at roughly a 9-10 win chance with the draw stuck in single digits and Norway down in the low single digits, and the book shows heavy sell-side caps above any comeback. At 0-1 2 minutes, Norway need an equalizer soon to make this market even loosen. France is still priced at roughly a 9-10 win chance with the draw, and Norway stuck in single digits and massive sell walls overhead, keeping any comeback bid pinned. At 1-3 minutes and 1-0 France, Norway's next goal has to be the equalizer to force a real repricing.
13 minutes, Norway 0, France 1. Olise tries to whip a left footer in from the left side of the box, but it's blocked after Mbappe tees him up. And straight away, Norway win a free kick on the right wing. Chouameni the one who's clipped Thorsved. So, a chance to load the area here.
France is still priced just under a 9-0 win chance, while the draw sits around 1-0, and Norway is down in the low single digits, with heavy sell-side overhead capping any comeback bids. At 0-1 4 minutes, Norway need an equalizer soon, or this stays a one-way market.
"14 minutes in Norway get a real sight of goal. Jørgen Strand Larsen swings his right foot at it from the middle of the box, but he can't keep it down, and it goes wide. That's the kind of central chance Norway have to punish when France are 1-0 up.
Norway are pinned in single digits with heavy sell-side walls overhead, despite those big France tickets. At 0-1 4 minutes, Norway need an equalizer quickly, or this market stays firmly tilted France. France is still priced around an 89% win chance with the draw near 8, and Norway about 5. And the book looks one-sided with big sell walls sitting over any comeback. With France 1-0 about 1-5 minutes, Norway need an equalizer to make this market even start to budge. France is still priced as a near 9-10 winner, while the draw and Norway stay in single digits, and the order book looks lopsided with heavy sell-side caps above any comeback. At 0-1 5 minutes, Norway's next goal has to be the equalizer to make this market finally loosen.
16 minutes play, France are caught offside. Dembélé just strays beyond the last man as he tries to spin in behind again. That's Norway's back line holding its nerve for once, but it's also a warning. France is still looking for that early run in behind at 1-0.
France is still being priced as a near 9-10 winner with the draw in single digits, and Norway only a few percent, and the book's still lopsided, with heady sell-side caps above any comeback. At 0-1-0-1-6 minutes, Norway need an equalizer to force this market to actually re-rate. France is still being priced as an almost 9-10 winner with the draw stuck in single digits and Norway down around 5%, and the book looks heavily capped on any comeback. At 107 minutes and 1-0 France, Norway need an equalizer to make this market finally. Take a breath.
17 minutes and it's a huge save from Egil Selvik to deny Kylian Mbappe. Low to his left, right at the bottom corner. Desiree Doué slid the through ball in perfectly from midfield, and Norway's back line got opened up in one pass there.
France is still trading at roughly an 8-9 win chance with Norway down near 4 and the draw around 8, and the book looks capped by heavy sell side overhead. With France 1-0 up at 1-7 minutes, Norway need an equalizer to force any real repricing. France is still priced as an almost 9-10 winner, while the draw sits in the high single digits and Norway is down around 4%, with the book heavily skewed against any comeback. At 1-8 minutes and 1-0 France, Norway need an equalizer to make this market finally re-rate. France has snapped up to the highs' win chance now, while the draw is basically priced out, and Norway is down around 1%, with the book still screaming no comeback, liquidity. At 1-9 minutes and 1-0, Norway need an equalizer fast or this stays locked in France's favor. France has tightened into the highest implied win range, while the draw is basically priced out, and Norway is stuck around a 1% long shot with heavy sell side overhead. With France 1-0 up at 2-0 minutes, Norway need an equalizer soon or this stays effectively.
It's a second for France on 2 Ahmed's. Norway 0, France 2, and it's Ousmane Dembélé again, this time lashing a left footer from outside the box on the counter. Norway got stretched in transition and France punished them in a blink with that direct rate.
France is now priced in the highs as to win with the draw, and Norway essentially written off, and a big wall of sell liquidity sitting above any comeback. At 0-2 after 1 minutes, Norway need the next goal.
It's zone minutes gone and France have a second. Norway beat France and it's Ousmane Dembélé again. This time a left-footed strike from outside the box into the bottom corner. Mbappe sparks it on the fast break and Norway are punished the moment they get stretched in transition.
France is back to roughly an 8-win chance, but the draw and Norway are still stuck in single digits, and the book's lopsided with huge sell-side caps above any comeback.
It's a goal for Norway on 2-1 minutes. Elo Asgard sweeps a right-footer home from the center of the box, and suddenly it's Norway 1, France 2 at 2-2. That is exactly the response they needed after going 2 down, and it drags France straight back into a proper contest.
France is still holding around a 9-0 win price with the draw near 7 and Norway down at roughly 3, so that Norway goal hasn't really cracked the market's confidence. At 1-2-1-2, 2 minutes, Norway need the equalizer to force a proper re-rate. France is still being priced around a 9-10 winner, and the draw in Norway remain tiny, despite that quick Norwegian reply with liquidity still leaning heavily against a comeback. At 1-2-1-2, 2 minutes, Norway's next goal is the equalizer. That would finally force this market to re-rate. France is still pinned around a 9-10 win chance with the draw in the high single digits and Norway barely a few percent, and the book looks capped against any comeback. At 1-2-1-2, 2 minutes, Norway's next goal is the equalizer. That would finally force this market to reprice.
Back-to-back corners for France here at 2-2 and 2-3 minutes. Norway forced into concessions by Østegård and then Arstes, and it stays Norway 1, France 2. France are keeping the pressure on from set pieces now, asking Norway to defend their box again and again after that Norwegian lifeline.
France is still priced around a 9-10 winner with a draw stuck in single digits and Norway barely a few percent, so that 1-2 scoreline hasn't shaken the market at all. If Norway can grab the equalizer, that's when you'd expect the first real repricing and a lot more tension in France's price. France is still pinned around a 9-0 win chance while Norway sits near 5 and the draw about 7 with big sell-side caps hanging over any comeback. At 3 minutes and 2-1 France, Norway's next goal is the equalizer. That would finally force this market to re-rate.
24 minutes gone and France keep pulling the trigger. Olise has one block from the middle. Dulcibit is smothered too. And then De Hernandez leans back and sends sailing over from range. And Biap is the spark again, teeing up chances and forcing Norway to throw bodies in front.
France is still trading around a 9-0 win chance with the draw in the high single digits and Norway near 5, and the book looks heavily capped against any comeback. At 2-1 and 4 minutes, Norway need the equalizer to make this market finally loosen its grip on France. Despite the missing book snapshot, the tape shows heavy money, still leaning France with big buys clustering around the low price area, and only scattered trimming. With France up 2-1 at 4 minutes, Norway need the equalizer to force any real re-rate.
We've got a drinks break at 4 minutes, and it comes with France still leading Norway 2-1. It's a timely pause after that little flurry. France had Norway pinned back with corners and a couple of block efforts, but Norway will fancy resetting and finding a route back into this.
France is still being priced as a clear favorite at roughly the high C's with the draw, and Norway both stuck in single digits and a lot of sell side overhead capping any comeback. At 5 minutes and 2-1, Norway's next goal is the equalizer. That would finally force this market to loosen on France. France is holding in the high buys to win while the draw stays around high single digits and Norway in the low single digits, with the book still heavily stacked against any comeback. At 5 minutes and 2-1, Norway's next goal is the equalizer that finally forces a real re-rate. France is still priced as a clear favorite in the high buys, while the draw sits in the high single digits, and Norway barely registers, with heavy sell side, overhead still capping any comeback. At 2-1-2 6 minutes, Norway's next goal is the equalizer. That would finally force this market to loosen on France. France is still priced in the high Bosch to win with the draw, near 1-0, and Norway around 5, and the book looks heavily capped on the upside for both draw and Norway. At 1-2-1-2 7 minutes, Norway's next goal is the equalizer that would finally force a real re-rate.
Foul there by Christian Thorsvedt on 2-8 minutes. They earn a dent, urge France a free kick back in the defensive half. France would be happy to slow it down for a moment at 2-1. Just take the sting out and get their shape reset after that Norwegian goal.
France is still priced in the high balls to win, while the draw sits around 1-0 in Norway near 5, with big sell walls basically capping any comeback. With France up 2-1 at 2-8 minutes, Norway's next goal is the equalizer that would finally force this market to loosen on France. France is still priced in the mid-basis to win with the draw stuck around 1-0, and Norway in the mid-single digits, and the book looks heavily capped against any comeback. At 2-1 on 2-8 mids, Norway's next goal is the equalizer that would finally force this market to reprice. France is still sitting in the mid-basis to win with the draw around 1-0 and Norway in the mid-single digits, and the book looks heavily stacked against any comeback. At 2-1 and 2-9 minutes, Norway's next goal is the equalizer that would finally force a real reprice. France is holding in the mid-Balisland range to win, while the draw sits near 1-0 and Norway stays in the mid-single digits, with heavy sell-side overhead still capping any comeback pricing. At 3-0 minutes and 2-1 France, Norway's next goal is the equalizer that would finally force this market to loosen on France. France is steady in the mid-basses to win with a draw around 1-1 and Norway down near 6, and the book still looks cat against a comeback. At 3-1 minutes with France 2-1 up, Norway's next goal is the equalizer that would finally force a proper reprice. France has snapped up into the mid-show range to win, while both the draw and Norway are crushed into low single digits, with huge sell-side overheads still sitting there. At 3-2 minutes in France leading 2-1, France's win line will have snapped sharply, shorter after that third with draw and Norway prices pushed right out as the market reprices this toward a comfortable away win. At 3 minutes fast is a huge cushion, so the draw probability collapses. And Norway now need the next goal just to make it a contest.
France have just gone 3-1 up at them. Ben Lake completes his hat trick. Give us the immediate market reaction and what that does to draw Norway probabilities.
France is now priced in the mid-zoodle range with the drawdown around 5% and Norway closer to 2%, and the book is basically daring anyone to buy the comeback. At 3-1 on 3-4 minutes, Norway's next goal has to cut the gap first before this market even considers a real wobble. France is basically locked in around the mid-solstice now, while the draw is down near 4%. And Norway is priced as a long shot with big sell walls still sitting over any comeback. At 3-1 on 3-4 minutes, Norway need the very next goal just to put a flicker of doubt back into this market.
35 minutes, and Alan Chouameni has a goal from outside the box for France, but he can't keep it down, and it flies wide. Even at 3-1 up, France is still happy to let their midfielders step into space and take responsibility from range.
We're seeing chunky flow leading France with big buys clustered around the low range and only scattered Norway or draw positions on the other side. At 3-1 on 3-5 minutes, Norway need the next goal just to make this market even consider a wobble. France is pinned around the mid-associates to win, while draw and Norway are crushed into low single digits, and the book is stacked with heavy sell-side overhead against any comeback. At 3-1 on 3-6 minutes, Norway need the very next goal just to drag this back into a live market. Despite the order book being unavailable, the take shows repeated big tickets backing France and even some Norway shorts being trimmed, which keeps the win odds effectively pinned very high. At 3-1 on 3, 6 minutes Norway need the next goal just to make this feel like a contest again. France is still priced around the mid shows as to win, and the book is lopsided with massive sell walls sitting over both the draw and Norway, keeping any comeback bids boxed in. At 3-1 on 3-6 minutes, Norway need the next goal just to force this market to even flinch.
Free kick to Norway in the attacking half at 3-6 minutes. Andreas Schelderup drawing the foul and giving them a chance to load the box. At 3-1 down, they need real quality on this delivery, one clean purse contact, and France suddenly have something to defend.
France is still priced in the mid-side with huge sell walls sitting over both the draw and Norway. With France up 3-1 at 3-6 minutes, Norway need the very next goal just to make this market even twitch. France is pinned around a 9-5 win chance, and the book is brutally one-sided with massive sell walls sitting above both the draw and Norway. With France up 3-1 at 3-8 minutes, Norway need the next goal just to make this market even blink.
Foul by Deo Upamecano for France at 3-6 minutes, and Norway will take the free kick in the attacking half with the score sitting Norway 1, France 3. That's the kind of needless contact that gives Norway a set-piece chance to swing bodies into the box and ask a question.
France is still priced around a 9-5 win chance while the draw sits near 4, and Norway about 2 with heavy sell side stacked against any comeback. At 3-1 on 3-8 minutes, Norway need the next goal just to drag this back into a live market. France is still priced in the mid-so range to win, with the draw stuck around 4% and Norway down in the low single digits, and the book remains heavily one-sided. At 3-1 on 3-9 minutes, Norway need the next goal just to turn this from a formality into a contest.
Handball getting against Jules Koundé at 4-0 minutes, and Norway will have a set piece with France leading 3-1. That's a needless moment of pressure relief for Norway. One good ball into the area, and they can make France defend properly before the break.
France is still priced around a 9-5 win chance, and the order book is massively skewed with huge sell side stacked over any draw or Norway comeback. With France leading 3-1 at 4-2 minutes, Norway need the next goal before halftime to make this market even start to reprice.
Quarter to Norway at 4-3 minutes as Jules counted again, who's forced to concede it under pressure. With France 3-1 up, this is Norway's chance to really load the box and make the set piece count before the break. "45 minutes on the clock, and it's a foul won by Thilo Asgard for Norway. A free kick deep in his own half with France leading 3-1. Norway will want to use this just to get a clean breath and push that lineup before the whistle for the break.
France is still priced in the mid-Joe range to win at halftime, with the draw near 4% and Norway basically written off, and the book shows heavy sell-side overhead against any comeback. With it 3-1 at 4-5 minutes. Norway need the first punch after the break to make this market even start to loosen. France stays pinned in the mid-Zup-Brazil win range, while draw and Norway are crushed into the low single digits, and the book is still stacked with huge sell walls against any comeback. At 4-5 minutes, with France up 3-1, Norway need the first goal after the break to make this market even start to budge. France is still priced in the mid-show range to win, with the draw around 4% and Norway down near 2%, and the book still stacked with heavy sell side above any comeback. At 4-5-1 with France up 3-1, Norway need the first goal after the break to make this market even start to loosen.
Foul by Orly Chouameni there for France, and then straight after it, Michael Olise gets a golden look in the middle, but drags it high and wide left. Even at 3-1 up in first half, stoppage time, France is still slicing to that central pocket and pulling the trigger.
France is still priced in the mid-show range to win and the draw, and Norway are basically smothered by huge sell-side overhead, so there's no real comeback bid showing. With France up 3-1 in first half, stoppage time, Norway need a goal before the break to make this market even blink. France is still pinned in the mid-to win range, while draw and Norway are crushed into the low single digits with heavy sell-side overhead. With France up 3-1 at 4-5-1, Norway need a goal before halftime to force any real repricing.
Foul by Andreas Schelder up at 4-5-2, and France win a free kick in the attacking half with the score. Norway 1, France 3. That's a cheap one to give away, right? On the edge of halftime, France can just drop it into the mixer and keep Norway pinned back for the last seconds.
France is still basically locked in around a mid-Joni's win chance with draw and Norway priced in the low single digits and a huge wall of offers sitting above any comeback. At 4-5-3 with France up 3-1, Norway need the very next goal early in the second half to make this market even flinch. France is still priced as a near lock in the mid-Azores, and the book is lopsided with massive sell pressure, sitting over both the draw and Norway. At 4-5-4, with France up 3-1, Norway need the first goal after the break just to make this market twitch. France is still priced as a near lock in the mid-juice range, with draw and Norway stuck into low single digits, and big sell walls sitting above any comeback. At halftime, with France up 3-1 Norway, need the first goal after the break to make this market even start to loosen? France is still priced as a mid-stories favorite, while the draw sits around 4%, and Norway is basically at a token chance, with heavy sell walls still capping any comeback. At halftime, up 3-1, it's Norway who need the first goal after the break to make this market even start to move.
Penalty to Norway at 8 minutes. Oscar Bob wriggles into the box and draws the foul, and suddenly this game can swing again at 3-1. France have had in the one moment you cannot give away a spot kick with the crowd waking up and momentum on the line.
France has slipped into the high ball win range with the draw now near 1-0 as the market prices in a bit more jeopardy. With Norway awarded a penalty at 8 minutes, a conversion makes it 3-2, and that's when this book can really start to loosen. France is holding around the high balls to near win chance, while Norway stays a tiny long shot, and the draw is still only single digits despite that penalty shock. If Norway bury this spot kick to make it 3-2, expect France's price to soften again immediately. France is still holding in a high balls win range while the draw sits around 1-0 and Norway remains a low single-digit long shot despite that penalty. If Norway can convert here to make it 3-2, that's the trigger for another quick step down in France. France has snapped back to a near certain mid-so's win price, while draw and Norway are pinned in the low single digits with huge sell walls overhead. With it still 3-1 at 5 minutes, Norway's penalty has to go in to reopen this market at all. France has snapped back to a near lock in the mid-0 range with a draw around 3 and Norway down near 2, and there's still a massive sell wall capping any comeback bids. At 5 minutes and 3-1, Norway's penalty is the one moment that can actually force this market to loosen.
Penalty drama at 5 minutes, and Norway have missed the lifeline. Jørgen Strander's spot key is saved, and France stay 3-1 up. Théo Hernandez concedes it, but France's keeper stands tall, and that's a huge momentum swing back toward the visitors.
France is back to a middle's win chance while the draw is priced in the high single digits, and Norway is basically written off with big sell sides still sitting above any comeback. After that saved penalty at 3-1 on 1 minutes, Norway now need a quick goal from open play to make this market blink again. France is back priced like a near lock in the mid-range with the draw around 3 and Norway basically at 1 after that saved penalty. At 3-1:05, 1 minute, Norway now need the next goal from open play to even make this market flinch. France is back to a near lock in the mid-dual win range, and you can see the book leaning hard that way, with huge sell walls sitting over both Norway and the draw. At 1-3 in the 5-2 NB, Norway need the very next goal to make this market even twitch. France is back up around a mid-Jonie's win chance, and the book still lopsided with heavy sell side, keeping Norway and the draw pinned down in the low single digits. At 5-3 minutes with France 3-1 up, Norway need the next goal quickly or this stays effectively locked. France is trading like a near lock in the mid-short range, while both the draw and Norway are stuck in the low single digits, with heavy sell side still sitting above any comeback. At 5-3 minutes and 3-1, Norway need the next goal fast, or this market stays basically shut. France is priced like a near lock in the mid-sell range, and the draw is crushed to roughly the low single digits with a heavy sell wall overhead. With France still 3-1 up at 5-4 minutes, Norway need the next goal soon, just to make this market even blink.
54 minutes and it's a corner for Norway. Upamecano forced to concede it, and this is another set-piece chance with France still leading 3-1. After that penalty, save Norway have to make these dead ball moments count, get real bodies attacking the first ball, and ask Maignan a question.
France is trading like a near lock in the mid-zoo range, while both Norway and the draw are pinned to the floor with a huge wall of offers above any comeback. At 3-1 on 5-4 minutes, Norway need the next goal from this corner spell to make the market even flinch. France is still priced like a near lock in the mid-so range, with the draw crushed around 4, and Norway basically at 1, and there's a huge wall of offers capping any comeback. At 5 minutes and 3-1, Norway need the next goal soon, or this stays effectively shut.
55 minutes in Norway, goal close from the corner. Leo Ostegard rises inside the 6-yard box, but heads it just wide to the right. Patrick Berg's cross gave him a real chance there, and that's the kind of set-piece moment Norway simply have to punish at 1-3.
France is still priced in the mid-so win range, with Norway and the draw basically pinned to the floor and a big wall of offers overhead. At 5 minutes and 3-1, Norway need the very next goal to force any real repricing. France is still priced as a near lock in the mid-show win range, while the draw sits around 4 and Norway about 1, with heavy offer walls keeping any comeback capped. At 6 minutes and 3-1, Norway need the next goal quickly, or this stays effectively locked.
"56 minutes and Mbappe has a swing from outside the box, but he leans back and sends it just over Gouet, the provider for France. And now we've got a stoppage here. Egil Soldik is down injured for Norway. A worrying pause with France still leading 3-1.
With the live book missing, the only clear signal is positioning. Big tickets are still stacked on France, and there's plenty of Norway and draw selling, showing little appetite for a comeback. At 5-7 minutes with France up 3-1, Norway need the next goal soon, or this stays priced like a near lock. France is still priced as a near lock in the mid-Joe range, and the book is massively one-sided, with huge offer walls sitting over any Norway or draw comeback. At 8 minutes with France up 3-1, Norway need the next goal fast, or this stays effectively locked. France is still priced as a near lock in the mid-duel win range, with Norway in the draw pinned to the floor and massive sell side overhead stopping any comeback bid. At 6-0 minutes and 3-1, Norway need the very next goal to make this market even twitch. France is still priced like a near certain winner in the mid-Jove range, while Norway and the draw are pinned near zero with massive sell walls overhead. At 6-0 minutes and 3-1, Norway need the next goal immediately, or this stays effectively locked. France is still priced like a near lock in the mid-Shodi range, while Norway and the draw are pinned to the floor with huge sell walls sitting above any comeback. At 6-0 minutes and 3-1, Norway need the next goal right now to force even a small repricing.
61 minutes gone and Leo Ostigati conceives the foul. Zere Douay wins. France a free kick in the attacking half with France still leading 3-1. That's a needless one to give away in a dangerous zone, and France can use this to slow Norway's rhythm and load the box.
France is still trading in the mid and no win range, with Norway and the draw basically pinned near zero and a massive wall of offers overhead that keeps any comeback bid capped. At 6-1 minutes and 3-1, Norway need the next goal fast, or this stays priced. Like it's already decided.
"62 minutes on the clock. France are caught offside through Maxence Lacroix, and then Oscar Bob gives away a foul for Norway with France still leading 3-1. Norway just can't afford these cheap stoppages now. Every broken phase lets France breathe and manage the game.
France is still priced as a near certainty in the high range, with Norway and the draw stuck near zero and heavy sell walls overhead. With France up 3-1 in 6 minutes, Norway need the next goal soon, or this stays effectively locked. France is now priced as a near certain winner at roughly 9-8, while Norway and the draw are basically written off with heavy sell side stacked above them. With France still 3-1 up at 6-3 minutes, Norway need the next goal immediately, or this stays locked in. France is trading in the high side win range, and the draw is down around a couple of percent, with the book still heavily stacked against any late twists. At 6-4 minutes and 3-1, Norway need the next goal right now, or this stays priced like it's already settled.
64 minutes and Norway finally get a look. Oscar Bob's left-footed effort from the right is straight at Mangan, and the France keeper gathers cleanly with the score. Still Norway 1, France 3. And at the other end, Mbappe pulls the trigger from the middle, but Norway get a vital block in to snuff it out.
France is prized as a near lock in the high range, and the draw in Norway are basically pinned with huge sell side, stacked above any comeback. At 6-4 minutes with France up 3-1, Norway need the very next goal to make this market even blink. France is basically
65 minutes, and it's a corner for France, conceded by Thelo Osgard, and straight away Didier Deschamps rolls the dice. Ryan Cherki is on for Mako Oli with France leading 3-1. That's a real injection of close control and creativity, right? As France look to make this set piece count.
France is still priced as a near certain winner around the high range with Norway and the draw stuck near 0 and huge sell walls overhead capping any comeback. At 6 minutes with France up 3-1, Norway need the next goal soon or this stays effectively locked. France is holding around a 9-8 win chance, and both Norway and the draw are still priced in the low
65 minutes, France make the headline change. Bradley Barcola is on for the hat-trick man, Ousmane Dembele. And a minute later, Norway respond with Sondre Langs replacing Henrik Balchener. With France 3-1 up at 6-7, it's fresh legs to manage the lead for Deschamps while Norway try to tighten up at the back and stay alive.
France is still priced as a near certain winner in about 9-8 with Norway, and the draw stuck in the low single digits and a mountain of offers overhead. With France up 3-1 at 6-7 minutes, this is all about killing the clock. Norway need a goal right now to make the market even blink.
67 minutes and Norway give away a foul. Morten Thorsby clips Manu Kane, and France win the free kick deep in their own half with France still leading 3-1. That's exactly what France want now. A cheap stoppage to reset and take another chunk out of the clock.
France is still priced as a near certain winner at about 9-8, with the draw barely alive and Norway essentially written off as the sell side, stays stacked. At 6-8 minutes and 3-1, France can keep draining the clock and the market won't budge unless Norway strike. Next. France is still priced as a near lock at about 9-8 with the draw around 2 and Norway effectively 0, and the book is lopsided with heavy sell side sitting above any comeback. At 7-0 minutes and 3-1 up, France can keep it tight and run the clock because the market only really reacts if Norway score next.
We've got a drinks break at 6-8 minutes and France still lead, and Norway at 3-1 as we tick into the 7-1 scene. It's another little pause that suits France perfectly after those changes. Fresh legs, slow the rhythm, and make Norway restart from cold when play resumes.
France is still trading as a near lock in the Heiser range, and the draw is basically pinned around a couple of percent with a massive sell wall sitting above it. At 7-1 minutes with France up 3-1, the market's saying this only gets interesting if Norway find the next goal fast. France is still priced as a near lock in the high ZAR range, while Norway is effectively 0 and the draw is stuck in the low single digits with a huge wall of offers overhead. At 7-2 minutes and 3-1, France can keep managing tempo because the market only wakes up if Norway score next. France is still priced as a near lock in the high SOR win range, while the draw sits around 2, and Norway is basically written off with heavy sell side stacked overhead. At 7-2 minutes with France up 3-1, it stays calm unless Norway grab the next goal and force a nervy finish.
72 minutes and it's a corner for Norway. Koundé, the one who's had to concede it. And at 1-3, this is absolutely a must-make moment. Norway have to pack the 6-yard box and attack that first contact. Man's already shown he can win you the game with one big save.
France is still priced as a near lock at roughly 9-8, with the draw stuck around 2, and Norway effectively 0, as the book stays heavily one-sided. At 70 minutes and 3-1 up, France can keep bleeding the clock because the market only really shifts if Norway score next. France is still priced as a near certain winner in the high ZOR range, with Norway effectively 0, and the draw pinned around a couple of percent under heavy sell side. At 7-3 minutes and 3-1, France just need to keep possession and avoid gifting Norway that next goal.
"72 minutes and it's a corner to Norway. Jules Koundé has to put it behind, and Norway get another set-piece chance at 1-3. After that Bob effort was held by Mainen, this is where Norway have to make first contact and turn the screw in the 6-yard box. 74 minutes and Thelo Asgard wins Norway a free kick out on the left wing with France still leading 3-1. This is exactly the kind of wide set piece Norway have to make count now, get bodies into the box, and force Mainen to come and claim it under pressure.
France is now basically priced as a done deal of around 9-9 with the draw near 1 and Norway effectively 0, and the book is still heavily one-sided. At 7:04 minutes with France leading 3-1, Norway need the next goal immediately or this stays locked in. France is still priced as a near certain winner in the high saw range, while the draw sits around 2, and Norway is basically 0 with heavy sell side overhead keeping any comeback capped. At 7, 5 minutes and 3-1, the market saying Norway must score next to make this remotely tense.
Chomene goes into the book for France for a bad foul on 7-4 minutes, and at 7-6, Hishams tightens it up at the back. Konate is on for Upamecano. With France 3-1 up, that's a clear signal. Protect the lead, win your duels, and see this out.
Despite the order book being unavailable, the tape shows repeated big tickets leading France, keeping them priced in the high win range, with Norway and the draw stuck as long shots. At 7, 6 minutes and 3-1, that's the market backing France to see out the clock, unless Norway land the next goal quickly. France is still priced as a near lock at roughly 9-8 with the draw stuck around 2, and Norway effectively 0, and the book remains heavily one-sided toward France. At 7 minutes up 3-1, it stays quiet unless Norway nick the next goal and turn the last stretch into a scramble. France is now priced as essentially locked with their win chance around 9-9, while the draw is near 1 and Norway is written off, and the sell side is stacked against any late twist. At 7, 7 minutes and 3-1 of France, just need to keep it boring and deny Norway that next goal. France is still priced as a near lock around the highs win range, while the draw is stuck near 1 with a massive wall of offers capping any late drift. At 7, 7 minutes and 3-1, it only gets spicy if Norway find the next goal quickly. France is still trading like a near lock in the high range with the draw pin in the low single digits, and Norway basically priced out under heavy sell side. At 7, 8 minutes and 3-1, the market saying France, just keep it dull and don't concede the next one. France is still priced as a near certain winner around the high saw range with the drawdown near 1 and Norway effectively 0, and the book looks massively one-sided. At 7, 8 minutes with France up 3-1, it stays locked unless Norway grab the next goal to spark late pressure.
79 minutes, Norway finally let one fly from range. Patrick Berg hits it right footed from outside the box, but France get a crucial block in. That was teed up by Strand Larson, and it's exactly the kind of second ball moment Norway have to turn into something if they're going to make this one 3. Interesting late on.
France is trading as basically a lock in the highs, sell, while the draw is pinned around 1 with a huge wall of sell orders overhead and Norway priced out. At 7:09 minutes and 3-1 up, France just need to keep it tidy and deny Norway that next goal. France is priced as essentially settled, sitting around a 9-9 win chance with a draw near 1, and Norway written off, and the sell side is stacked to keep any late drift capped. At 8:00 minutes and 3-1, it's only a story. Again, if Norway nick the next goal fast. France is still priced as a near certain winner at about 9-9 with a draw pinned around 1, and Norway effectively off the board as the book stays heavily one-sided. At 8:00 minutes and 3-1 up, France can just manage the clock and avoid conceding that next goal.
Quarter to France on 8-1 minutes, conceded by Angel Selvik, and with France leading Norway 3-1. This is a real chance to put the game to bed. Norway have to win that first header in the 6-yard area because France will happily chew up another minute here.
France is still trading like a near certain winner in the highs range with a draw pinned around 1, and Norway basically off the board under heavy sell side. At 8:1 minutes and 3-1, that pricing says France just need to see out this corner and keep the game quiet. France is still priced as a near lock at about 9-9 with the draw stuck around 1 and Norway effectively 0. And that heavy sell side keeps any late wobble capped. At 8:1 minutes and 3-1 up, France just need to kill this quarter and deny Norway the next goal.
"82 minutes, Norway win a free kick on the right wing. Oscar Bob earns it, and Bradley Barcola is the one who's clipped him. At 3-1 down, this is a prime delivery zone for Norway. Get it into the mixer early and make main and come and claim it under traffic. Corner Norway at 8-3 minutes, and once again it's Jules Counter forced to stick it behind under pressure. At 3-1 down, this has to be a proper delivery into the danger zone. Norway need first contact and a clean second ball to get Maine is something to think about. "83 minutes, Norway make a double change. Jens Petter is on for Oscar Bob, and Antonio Nusa replaces Andreas Sheldero. At 3-1 down this late, it's a clear roll of the dice for more direct running and 1v1 threat in the wide areas.
France is now trading as a full lock at effectively 1-0 with the draw, and Norway both priced as dead and a huge wall of offers sitting on any miracle comeback. At 85 minutes and 3-1 up the market saying, France, just run the clock and don't give Norway a quick lifeline. France is now trading as a full lock with France effectively at 1-0 and both the draw and Norway priced as near zero, and the sell side is still a brick wall against any late swing. At 86 minutes and 3-1 up, it stays that way, and thus Norway grabbed the very next goal to light a fire.
Eight, 7 minutes and France make a change. Malo Gusto is on for Jules Koundé with France leading Norway 3-1. That's a straight, sensible fullback swap to keep the legs fresh and the defending sharp as they close out these final minutes.
France is now priced as a complete lock with their win effectively at 1-0 and both the draw and Norway basically written off under a huge sell wall. At 8, 7 minutes and 3-1 up, it's pure game management for France. Keep the shape, burn seconds, and don't concede a cheap one. France is pinned as a complete lock at effectively 1-0 with draw and Norway essentially zero, and a massive sell wall sitting overhead to smother any late repricing. At 8, 7 minutes and 3-1 up, it's all about France seeing out stoppage time without conceding a cheap set piece. France is still priced as essentially 1-0 to win with the draw, and Norway both treated as dead and the sell side stacked to stop any late wobble. At 8, 7 minutes with France up 3-1, it only gets interesting if Norway find a quick next goal to crank up the pressure.
We're at 8 minutes and France make the big change. Jean-Philippe Mateta is on for Kylian Mbappé with France leading Norway 3-1. Norway then tried that luck through Frederick Auenes from distance, but he balloons it over, and Strand Larsen is immediately caught offside as they chase something late.
France is now priced as a total lock with their win effectively at 1-0, and both Norway and the draw basically written off as the sell side stays stacked. At 8-9 meds and 3-1 up, France just need to see out these last moments and avoid gifting Norway a cheap set piece goal. France is now fully locked in by the market at effectively a 1-0 win chance, with both the draw and Norway priced as dead and huge sell wall sitting overhead. At 9:01 with France up 3-1, it's just about seeing out stoppage time cleanly and not handing Norway a last gasp set piece.
+1, and it's a handball against Frederick Ordness. Norway have gifted France a set piece here, deep into stoppage time with France leading 3-1. That's exactly the kind of cheap foul you cannot give away now, because it lets France slow it down and keep the ball miles from danger.
France is now priced as a fully locked winner at effectively 1-0, with Norway and the draw treated as dead and big sell walls still sitting there to smother any late repricing. At 9:02 and 3-1 of France, just need to keep the ball and let the clock run out.
+2 and Theo Hernandez has a swing from outside the box, but he drags it high and wide to the right. Barcola laid it on for him. With France 3-1 up, that's exactly the kind of low-risk effort that keeps Norway pinned back, and the seconds ticking away. Goal at 9:04, Norway 1, France 4, and it's Zezju Ek with the header from the middle of the bar. That is ruthless. From France in stoppage time, one more moment of presence in the area, and they slam the door shut completely.
France's price is a complete lock now, with their win effectively at 1-0 in both Norway and the draw basically worthless under a huge sell wall. At 9:05 and 4-1, this is just France seeing out the last seconds with no market drama left. France is still priced as a total lock, with buyers only showing up at full value, while Norway and the draw are effectively written off under heavy offers. At 9:05 and 4-1, it's pure clock killing now, France. Just avoid a silly stoppage time incident, and this is done.
95, and it's a foul by Ray and Sharkey. Thilo Asgard wins the free kick back in Norway's defensive half, and at 4-1 down, it's really just a chance to take a breath and get everyone up the pitch. France had been streetwise here, stopping any last transition before it even starts.
France is fully settled as a winner here, with their contract effectively at 1-0, while Norway and the draw are pinned at 0 under heady offers. Full time at 4-1 means there's no leg sting left in this one. France have simply closed it out. France is fully locked and effectively settled at 1-0 with Norway and the draw pinned to 0, and the book is still one-sided with no real offers to change that. Full time at 4-1 makes it official. This one's closed and there's no late repricing story left. France is fully settled at effectively 1-0 to win, with Norway and the draw pinned to 0 and the book still one-sided. With full time at 4-1, the market's already called it, and there's no comeback narrative left to price. France is fully locked at effectively 1-0 to win with Norway and the draw pinned to 0 and the book still one-sided. Full time at 4-1 just confirms the settlement story. No late drama, no repricing. France, take it cleanly. France is still priced as a complete lock at effectively 1-0-0 with Norway and the draw pinned to 0, and heavy offers sitting there with no real bid. Full time at full one just makes the market's call official. This one's settled. No late repricing angle left.